Hello. It's Leila Veronica here. And I want to talk to you today about creating more life force energy. So, do you ever struggle with feeling overwhelmed or feeling stuck or feeling like you have so much going on that you're not sure which thing to do first or which thing will get you the results? Or do you feel like a little heavy? I've been talking to a lot of people lately about the times. There's very dynamic times, and I'm finding a lot of women in particular feeling like there's so much going on and there's not enough time to do everything. And their bodies are struggling, their minds are kind of overwhelmed, spaghetti head, what I like to call spaghetti head. And there's just so much going on. And I'm going to give you a few tools today. And I want to let you know that I have a teacher training program coming up. If you want to join, if you want to learn how to not only practice this, live this, but also share it with others, I highly recommend it, especially if you're somebody who works with people and you want them to get results. They need life force energy. You can't just do strategy. You can't just do the things. So if you have people doing things and it's not working, listen. The other thing I have is in April, we're starting another 42-day Feel Good Rebellion. What I know it's easy nowadays to be overwhelmed, sad, depressed, heavy feeling, but it's harder to feel good. Nobody taught us really how to feel good. Nobody taught us. Nobody told us it was okay. So I'm going to ask you, are you willing to let yourself feel good more often? Are you willing to let yourself string more moments together of feeling good? If so, listen to this. So I was also I saw a movie on Netflix. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw the beginning from Jonah Hill interviewing his therapist, who is a different kind of therapist. And the movie, I think, is called Stutz or something like that. But what the therapist said was that your life force starts with your body. So your body is where your energy comes from. And if you're not doing things, being a certain way in your body, and then your life force energy, what I call life force energy, he called life force, is diminished. So people feel sad, depressed, anxious, all of that. And it's really just a body energy that needs to be shifted. And I'm going to give you some tools today. And if you want to join us for this 42-day experience, for the teacher training program, or to private coach with me, let me know if you need to elevate your energy, because if you don't, it's just going to be diminished over time. And I see a lot of people struggling, and I'm feeling for you right now. I feel you. I feel for you. And I also know that we're in a time of a lot of people having spiritual awakenings, spiritual knowingness, and strong intuition, but not necessarily trusting it. You might be wondering, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I make a shift? Should I give this thing up? Should I take this thing on? And the truth is, your being, your soul essence knows, but your mental chatter might be getting in the way. So I'm here to help you today. There are 3 things I'm going to share with you today that are going to help you increase your life force energy so that you can actually get results in your life, whether it be in your business, at your workplace, in your relationships, or in your physical health. So the first thing is breath. Breath. A lot of people have told us to breathe, but nobody told us how. So I'm going to tell you right now, when you can hold your hand on your heart, you can hold your hand on your ribs, but you want to start breathing into this heart space, the center of your heart, this place where you were to say, I am Leila, or I am Bob, or whatever your name is. You put your hand here. So having your breath come in steadily into your heart, really letting it slow down, deepen, long enough until you feel your mind settle. Not just 1 breath, 2 breaths, 7 breaths. Long enough until you feel the mind settle. Now, I know this isn't always easy, especially if your mind's going fast. But if your mind's going fast, this is exactly what you need to increase your life force energy, because your mind is taking your life force energy away from you. The mind is great when it's productive. The mind is taking energy away when it's not productive. So in the Feel Good Rebellion that we do, this 42-day experience, we spend the beginning part of learning how to breathe. And I teach you how to breathe into your ribs wide, and breathe into the back of your heart, and breathe your whole rib cage lifted up like a hot air balloon to the sky. But if you're not in that yet, if you're not willing to join us yet and feel good for 42 days in a row, at least do this piece. Breathe into your heart. The breath and your heart is your connection to a divine energy, to source, to creator, to God, whatever it is that you want to call it. The thing that, 99.98% of what is not matter, is not atomic matter. It's actually radiant light energy. And if you want to live more of yourself, get in tune with the breath into your heart. So breathe in and breathe out like you're blowing out candles. I recently heard that in a book, or a book that I was listening to. Blow it out like you're blowing out celebration of candles. And you do it over and over until you get the mind to settle. Then you can actually live from your heart, truly. Then you can actually listen to your heart, listen to what comes up and trust it. Really trust this piece. This piece sometimes fools you. So that's the first thing. Breathe, breathe, breathe into your heart until your mind settles so that you can listen to your heart. The second piece is to start living more with your mind into all parts of your heart. So we do the breath, you get the breath going into your heart, and then you start learning how to use your mind to expand your heart. So breathing wide, breathing into the back of your heart, and breathing up so that your ribs, your heart actually lifts. Because what happens over time is, especially when we get really heady, I love working with heady people that are intellectual, that are thinkers, that have great ideas, that are visionaries. They're my favorite to work with, because when I can integrate your body with your mind, then the mind ideas can actually come forward into earth. So if you have ideas, if you have a vision and you want it to happen, let's talk, because we can actually make it happen faster through a feeling state. So breathing into your wide ribs, the back ribs, the front ribs, it's the heart space. And then when you're living more from your 3D perspective and not just that head forward perspective or head past perspective, you have more capacity to ask empowering questions like, who might be able to help me? What would be the fastest path? Right? Maybe you want somebody to help you and find a relationship, or the fastest path to the cash in your business, or maybe what would be the ideal path for healing if you're working on something with your body. And bringing in your whole heart space, the sides, the back, the front, is huge. Now the other piece, so the first piece is just starting to learn how to breathe slow and steady. And that breath will help you stay present. It'll help you stay out of stress, out of overwhelm. Then learning how to live from more parts of your heart, the sides, the back, the front, lifting up, instead of letting your mind take you down, instead of letting the world take you down. All of that compresses the heart, compresses the breath. Really starting to live from more of yourself, more of your whole being, your whole being. The third piece now is doing this breathing, doing this full heart awareness as you move through space. So I have created Riverstone Movement as a way to make mindful movement, your mind and your body, as you move through space, how to create mindful movement accessible. And how do I do that? Well, number one, I teach you about your body parts and how they're put together instead of using pose names. I don't tell you to do down dog or crouching cat or tribal or vinyasa flow, all these words this language you have to learn. I just use your body parts so that it's really easy to understand and learn. And then I also teach you in 10-minute classes. So you don't need a bunch. You don't need an hour class. You don't have to drive to a yoga studio. You can do it online. You don't have to stay for an hour. You can come 10 minutes, practice, and then go back to your family or go back to your work or go back to your creativity, whatever it is you're doing. It's just 10 minutes a day. And if you can't spend 10 minutes a day with your body right now, that's exactly why you need Riverstone Movement. Because if your mind is so busy that you can't get into your body, you need it. I'm going to tell you that you need it. You need to spend more time with yourself, because if you want people to value you, or if you want to feel more valuable, or if you want to feel healthy, any of that, you've got to spend time with yourself. 10 minutes a day is really all you need to learn your body and learn how to move through space. So I teach you how to bring your mind and your breath into your body. As you move through space, I teach you how to walk, how to sit, how to stand, how to do certain exercises to open up your body. But what it really is meant to do is help you live from your heart, increase your life force energy so that every piece of your mind can come forward in a fluid way. That idea of flow comes from the body, comes from the breath. It doesn't come from the mind. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to do a little review. Number one, breathe into your heart. Number two, breathe and live from your whole 3D heart. And number three, do this as you move through space with mindfulness. Thank you for being here. I know a lot of people are struggling right now, so I wanted to get on here and tell you, there are ways out of the struggle. There are ways to feel good. And if you want to join us, we start in April for the 42-day challenge of feeling good. I double dog dare you to feel good for more minutes of the day and more days of the week and more days of the month and more months of the year and more years of your life. And if you're interested in learning how to do this, not only in your own life, but also share this with others, let me know. On the solstice, the equinox, the spring equinox, we have a teacher training certification program starting. We do a deep dive into the body. We do a deep dive into how to create wealth, teaching this as well and integrating it into whatever you're already doing, if that's what you do, if you have something else you're already doing. And then I'm also going to teach you how to talk about it. I'm going to give you speaker training so that if you want to speak online, speak on stages, or speak even to clients one-on-one, in person, anything, I'm going to teach you a really beautiful way to speak to people, because communication can be quite challenging for a lot of people. So I'm Leela Veronica. I know I have a lot of new Facebook friends. I'm very grateful for you. I hope to see you, and keep feeling good, because you deserve to feel good.